to the First Off in My Opinion podcast.
You know how we
With
do.
Tom Swoop.
So how much damage has the black church done to the black community? Expound on that.
A lot of damage. Ooh, we just had this.
We were just having this conversation.
Like for instance, my husband passed. You know that. Probably not within 2 weeks. I had about 4 pastors in my inbox. Not trying to pray for me
or with praying on you.
but pray within me.
Yeah.
You know, just trying to like put it through, or even the fact of us making mistakes with life overall, us doing things unconsciously. A lot of us aren't taught to be this amazing person on a daily basis, and a lot of us don't even know if like, okay, oh, that's a sin I didn't know, because we were all raised different. But they had the tendency to always judge off every single thing that we do, instead of actually teaching us and communicating us with love to actually help us make things better within our lives. During our hardships, you don't see them in the communities going house to house or anything. You don't see them in like really just the inner cities, period. You don't see them in the inner cities feeding people, giving them things and just doing anything.
So in the other group, we talked about basically the civil rights movement and all the things that they did that were wonderful, and the sacrifices and everything that they did then, and then the absence of that leadership, that structure that we had. Like everything went through the black church to a certain point, and then it stopped. And now you got all these people going around now with church hurt. Why?
Leadership's changed too, right? So a lot of those people during the civil rights movements were leaders in the church. We don't have those same leaders now.
I think the thing is, a lot of the people during that time frame were just leaders, and they happened to be in the church.
Correct.
And
Or they may have utilized the church because it was
the vehicle.
The vehicle for what they were trying to do.
A lot of things are political too.
Yeah.
Because you could go in it for change, be passionate about it and everything, but once money and the change of lifestyle and things like that is involved, it's like selling your soul for the materialistic things. Because how could you not feel bad living like this when your congregation is struggling? Everyone has things.
So I feel indifferent about that, because certain I know a congregation, I know some where everybody's doing
Thriving.
okay at the church. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And it is some churches that people come for the service, but they don't follow the word.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
They come for the feeling, but they don't come for the structure. They don't come for the lesson. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the accountability of the pastor is to deliver, but is he really supposed to, stand over you and make sure you do everything, that you're supposed to be doing?
I think
No, because he can't.
I think the church lacks solution-based
Real world solution?
real world solution. Because you preach faith, and sometimes the Bible can be, you can misunderstand it. Like, to me, I think a lot of the people thought faith was sitting waiting for God to come and do whatever it is that you're praying for, and that prayer is enough. I know me, I grew up Kojic, and what I saw my mom and my aunts struggle, literally would give their rent money sometimes, believing God for something. I don't know what it was, I saw my mom invest money into the church to help the building fund, but couldn't pay for me to be a cheerleader. You get what I'm saying? I saw my mom, go and take time to be at church all day on Sundays and then get off on Wednesdays, but would be too tired to come to my track meet. I think church was a distraction for a lot of single mother. They prioritize that, when I feel like those pastors should have been preaching, no, invest in your kids, because them kids, if you invest in them the ones when you get old, them the ones that's gonna come back and take care of you. You make sure they go to college. You investing in them. If they can sing and putting your money into them, that seed is gonna grow. But they made them believe growing that seed into that church was gonna help them. And meanwhile, my mom had been in church all her life, and I told her the hard truth: you have nothing to show for it. And she gets upset with me because I wouldn't say that. I think I told you that I don't present myself as a Christian. I don't carry that title. I'm very spiritual. I believe in God, but I feel like in the name of Christianity, I've been hurt more by women and men that are in church than the people outside the church.
Yes.
That have been judgmental the whole time, sleeping around themselves, but want to put me on the cross, nail me on the cross because they found out my business. But they're doing just as worse.
All right. Should a woman insist on coming every time they have sex.
Insist.
Insist.
Yes.
That's an interesting word.
Yeah, that's a real interesting way to put it.
Prioritize? Is that what you asking us?
When a man has sex, 98% of the time he's going to ejaculate.
Yeah.
Right.
Should a woman insist on the same thing?
I believe when we're laying down, making love, having sex, whatever.
You always laying down?
No, I can be standing up.
Okay.
Over, you know.
I just want
Look how you looked at me. Like if you had your glasses on, your eyes would have lit up. If you didn't have them shades on, your eyes would have been like this. But I believe that when it's two of us, my goal is to make sure that you're pleased, and your goal should be that I'm pleased. So if that's both of our goals, then yes, I should insist on coming because I want to enjoy it too.
Yes.
Juliana?
That's how I'm going to come. I'm going to do what I need to do to please myself. If you getting off, why shouldn't I get off?
It depends on the relationship.
Okay, so that's a good one.
Like if y'all just dating or like some like just met, he may want to just get his own needs off and he don't care about yours.
Mm-hmm.
But if you in an actual relationship with someone and you call yourself loving them and care about them, I think it's needed for both parties to actually have that sensational feeling.
So you basically saying f***ing and making love.
Basically, yeah.
So if y'all it's whoever get theirs first.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But me fucking is me being pleased too.
Yes.
I think that's unfair. I would rather masturbate.
I am not your comrade.
Sit over there and watch me.
But it depends on the type of woman too, because some women nowadays we have the mindset of men. Some women just want to have sex with a man and they want them out of their house right when they done. Just like a man want that same feeling with women.
Right, but it's her being pleased though, right?
So that's what I'm saying. So you talk about to completion, or are you just saying the act of having sex?
Just the act of having sex. Some women just probably wouldn't care as long as they had sex with him without them being pleased and come. Some women are fine with that. I've known a few women like, I just hit it. I don't care. I just
What are you getting out of it though? Where's the sensation?
So just hitting it is you laying there, he busting nut, and then you kick him out your house?
I have literally had sex with women who have never came, and just the physical act of having sex was very gratifying to them. And
exactly.
now I had to show them what was over the mountain. I had to give them a taste of the thunder. But at the same time, these are women like, 30, 35,
I didn't have
40.
my first orgasm until I was 25.
See?
Literally, and it was with an older man.
Oh, no,
and he taught me about my body. And so,
would you have rather it be that way, or would you have rather taught yourself how to do that?
Now, mind you, I was married before I was 25.
Right.
So I had a
hold on.
I had a whole husband, honey, that wasn't.
So you had a whole husband
that wasn't giving me the ooh la la.
So you never even knew what it was, and so when
I really thought sex. I had sex because I thought that's what you had to do.
Like the action of it.
The action of it to keep your man. But the entire time, so I lost my virginity at 16. I didn't have sex anymore until I was 18. I thought it was disgusting. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I like to hunch. I like that because I felt something.
What's that?
Hunching. Dry humping.
Dry humping. All right, okay.
That's what it's called on Pornhub.
I think a lot of people don't do that.
That's what it's called on Pornhub. That's what I learned. But I like that.
Not everybody running.
Everybody dry humping.
Okay.
But I like that part, like the foreplay of getting to the sex, because I felt the sensation. I was being turned on. But when they would penetrate me, I felt nothing. And I would think in my head, like, I'm not even wet. What are they getting at? Like, I really was like, what are they getting out of this? Because I felt nothing.
So 25 was your first orgasm in a relationship or like period?
I dated the older guy for about 6 to 7 years.
So
25 was my first
you had never
orgasm and threesome.
stimulated yourself in
He
any
took
way
me
up until that point?
He took me all the way, honey. He turned me out. I had a threesome with him and everything. He turned me out.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
That's what you should do. They're great.
He did.
Hey.
I'm serious. Like, he turned me completely out. Like, I was willing to do whatever because I had never felt like that before. And when I say every time.
Come on now.
All right, so I'm going to ask y'all a question that I asked the previous group. And I'm going to really get y'all's feedback because I've already interjected a couple times on that. All right, so I'm going to do this one with y'all. And then we're going to pivot. What is the preferred penis size?
Why y'all look at me? Hold on. I don't think I have a preferred penis size.
Me either.
I feel like there's a lot more that goes into good sex.
Yes, it is. Now, I don't want no little bitty shrimp, though. Like a itty bitty shrimp.
Itty bitty shrimp?
Like, okay, you know them packs of shrimp you get from the store.
Girl.
So you got
The
small
salad shrimp.
the frozen shrimp in the little red. Okay, you know the shrimps in the red bags at Walmart.
Give me inches.
So they got small, medium, and extra large shrimp.
inches.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Jumbo.
Or give me
Jumbo.
But give me
I don't
inches.
want the little small shrimp.
Give me an inch.
Like a 2-3 inch would not work. I got too much ass for a 2 or 3
Okay.
inch. He gonna drown back there.
Bend over. It's
Even
straight
in front,
vagina.
I'm thick. I got a lot of thighs. How you gonna get to
Yeah,
it?
because
I
it
got
can't
my
be
thighs
to a
too, but
point
to that
it'll
ass up
slip
right.
out.
I'm
That is
I'm
okay,
scissoring
right
then.
there. I said rubbing pocketbooks.
We
What you
rubbing
better do?
pocketbooks.
If that's the case, we ain't better do.
Don't be looking at me like
Hey,
seriously
this
though.
will turn into a seminar. Let's go.
No, seriously, it can be to a point when, because you could be having someone that's so small when you become so wet, continues to slip out.
Slip out.
You can't-
It's no
yeah,
fun.
It can't stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be able to stand
I
the
think you
chance.
also need to know your body real well.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to make yourself come, if you don't know how to make yourself squirt, there should not be any expectation on no man nowhere that he do that for you. You can't even tell him how to do that for you. You don't even know where your G spot is. You don't even
Well,
know
some
how to
people don't
touch
believe in
yourself.
masturbation though.
It's not just masturbation though. You should be able to tell a man where your clitoris is. You should be able to tell a man where your G spot is by touch. How?
I know a lot of women who have no exploration when it comes to their own sexuality.
But have,
they're literally waiting for a man to get them there. And if they don't get there, it's just like, oh well, I didn't get there.
yeah.
Oh.
And it's like, yeah.
She said fortunate. I'm like, sorry to hear that.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
but I mean, you can. A G spot's what 2 inches inside of vagina, right? 2-3 inches. Sometimes it changes for some women.
So y'all basically saying there isn't a size, it's more so a minimum threshold.
Yeah.
And then there's connection and understanding of where and how to obtain.
Connection to what? I mean, I don't need to be connected to.
Now I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes size does matter. I've had a nice size thing that was really nice looking. It was pretty, and
you
it was
mean-
good.
Well, okay, you had a
So
a big,
he said
you
he
had a guy
measured
with a
it.
big
It was
penis.
9 inches. He measured. I've had 2 9s, and both of them was good in bed. They're
I've
whores,
had
but
bigger that are trash in bed.
no, I've had one. Now I had one guy
Like,
that had a big
utterly
one, and he was
trash.
horrible. Like
because I think
yeah,
big guys with big think that's all they need to bring to the table.
it depends on the
It's
guy.
a big
It depends
and,
on the guy.
and you gotta have more than a big to fuck good.
Listen, I had 2. The man that got my first orgasm, he measured it. It was 9 inches. Best sex ever in my life.
Is that the biggest you've gone? 9 inches?
Yeah, and then this last guy from Philly, he was about 9. Best, but see, I think this is my thing. I think if a man likes you, I
yes.
really feel like they take the time to get to know your body. Like
Yes.
even like when my guy, he
But
knew when I was
that's
about
really
to
not
come.
what you. But that's well, you explain it now. But the inches
Matter.
matter. Like if it would have been 7, would you have been able to notice a difference in the sex?
Well, I have snapback, so my stuff snaps
Girl, ain't nobody
back.
talking about that. If
So
it
I'm
was
saying I
7
messed with a
inches-
7-inch guy, really, and he was good in bed. I still came off of it. That's what I'm saying. I think it
no.
depends on the person. Size doesn't matter. Now I had a little bitty thing, and I'm sorry, I couldn't feel nothing. It was
Yeah,
horrible.
no, you're right.
Like you
just
a
slip
little
right on in, right
yeah,
on in,
that
like that.
little. Come
Especially
on now.
though-
So
wet.
basically, like 3 inches and lower is off.
I say 4
I
inches.
was
and,
sick of 4.
yeah, 4 inches.
Slim.
But if they got some girth and it's thick,
Come on now, talk about it. Go ahead.
you can work with that, baby. That
cocaine, let me
thing
tell
get-
you.
look like the biscuit.
Hey.
When you take the biscuit out and that biscuit get.
Yeah, I know that's right.
I've learned a lot.